The Coast Guard now says OceanGate's Titan submersible implosion was preventable. The Guard's final report on the tragedy says CEO Stockton Rush was warned many times about how dangerous his submersible was, and not only ignored the warnings, but threatened anyone who raised concerns. ABC News transportation reporter Sam Sweeney has more. And Sam, this report also says OceanGate failed to conduct proper maintenance or even protect the Titan from the elements. How do you do that if you're sending something so deep into the water?
A lot of questions, Diane. This is a 335-page report, and it is critical on every level of both the CEO Stockton Rush and his company, OceanGate. They failed at every level. There was lies, there was manipulation, there was negligence, there was fraud in every step of this process. And for years, it was known that this tragedy would likely happen. Employees consistently raised concerns. Oftentimes, those employees were either terminated or they were threatened with a lawsuit. They were harassed, and ultimately, many of them did leave the company. This goes on and on about the number of warnings that were out there. This, as you said, it was left in the cold, the Canadian winter, before this incident. It wasn't properly sealed and wrapped to protect it. The people who rode on it on the ride down to the Titanic before the implosion, they said they heard a loud bang. And Stockton Rush, wrote that off, saying it was just the carbon fiber hull was, settling itself. And what the Coast Guard ultimately determined, as you said, it was preventable. But had Stockton Rush, the CEO and the man behind this, had he survived, he would have likely faced criminal charges, including 4 counts of manslaughter.
Sam, the report also finds that the team didn't notify anyone of a problem for more than 7 hours. Are they offering any explanation for that?
That's another one of the big questions. Why didn't anyone say anything? This hampered the investigation. We do know that those people were killed instantly, just 7 seconds after their last message up to the surface. So regardless, had a team gotten there quicker, they would not have been able to have been saved. But still, you are a team of many people leading this highly sophisticated journey down to the far depths of the North Atlantic Ocean in extreme conditions, and you didn't tell anyone for 7 hours after you lost communication. It's perplexing.
And what happens now?
Well, the board did multiple recommendations on ultimately how to prevent such an incident like this. Before this incident, there really was no regulatory framework, both on the domestic or international level, among maritime agencies. Now they are recommending that there be rules and oversight in place for companies who are thinking about putting these types of submersibles into the water so they can prevent this from happening again.
All right, Sam Sweeney, thank you.